You know that I told that I don't want to stay on parade, but I fucking want to stay on parade.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Got the fellas with me. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the pregame Toyota Lounge.
Let's go.
Driven by your front range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR.
Beep, 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 beep.
Here we are, fellas. Game 5, Nuggets, Lakers, and we're here to talk about it. I got the fellas with me. I'm Harrison Wynn. That's Brendan Vogt back from LA. He made it.
Man, so good to be back in, I don't know, a great American city.
Oh.
You know? So good to be back. I feel at home. I guess that's because I live here. That could be it. That could be it. Here we go.
Glad you're back. Also got D-Line.
You used to live in LA. Did you feel at home there?
I did not, actually.
There you go.
I did not. Well, I felt at home at Staples Center, especially in Game 3.
Oh.
Dude, you go back into the media lounge. I'll go real quick.
Did you think about just letting off an air horn at any point during Game 3?
Dude, I thought, at some point I thought if I wear a Smuggets shirt to Game 4, no one will even care. Thankfully,
Yeah.
I didn't. But there was a real air of, oh boy, we got to play the Nuggets throughout that whole thing, and it was pretty fun to see.
That's Superstar Dev over there.
I am so ready for this game. I mean, I am ecstatic. I'm so ready. I want them to close it out so bad. I mean, so bad.
If just a little behind the curtain here, Dev did just finish an order from Popeyes, so if he's feeling a little overconfident.
You know that I'm locked in.
Dev's got a little extra excitement in his voice right
You
now.
guys know that I'm locked in if I went to Popeyes. My body, that's poison.
Yeah.
And I am so ready for that poison.
It's like some guys drink an energy drink on this show. Dev takes down the chicken sandwich.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I am ready.
I love it.
Well, we're all ready. It's Game 5, another potential closeout game. This time, the Nuggets are back in Denver. They're at home. They're at Ball Arena. Game notes. The story coming into this game, will Jamal Murray play? Will he not play? Pops up on the injury report yesterday with a calf strain. Is he playing?
Yeah, it's the playoffs. I won't hit you with too much suspense. Jamal Murray is available. Let's get that out of the way. But let's detail why that might be surprising. First of all, if you haven't seen, you can find it at DNVR Nuggets online. Big calf wrap for Jamal Murray on that left calf. I did see him actually grab at that at the end of the fourth quarter.
Yep.
I'm sure you guys caught it on
Yes,
the broadcast. We didn't get a chance to ask Jamal anything that night, but unfortunately,
Why was that?
It was a point of concern. Then he's got the calf wrap.
During pregame warmups today.
And then our Adamades reports short warm-up, particularly short warm-up. And Michael Malone also had an interesting quote. Do we want to roll that before I...
Yeah, we can roll Malone's pregame quote. He was asked about Murray potentially playing tonight, and here's what he said about the calf injury.
Well, it just comes down to being responsible. You know what I mean? Are we a better team with Jamal Murray? Of course we are. Does he give us a better chance to win? Of course he does. You know, he's one of the better playoff players that I've ever been around. But you know, sometimes I have to be the adult in the room and take away, if need be, you know, be the voice of reason and take a bigger picture approach. And that's really hard when you have these types of situations. So we'll see how he feels when he goes through his pregame routine. And as I always tell you guys, it's not if he can play. Anybody can go out there and play. But can Jamal Murray go out there and play effectively and help this team win? And if he's able to do that, and we're not risking further injury, then hopefully he can go out there and give it a go. If not, we're relying on everybody else to step up and do their job.
So the key quote there, Michael Malone says, "Sometimes I have to be the adult in the room. If need be the voice of reason and take a bigger picture approach." He also said, "We're not risking further injury."
Who amongst us would you say is the adult in the room here? I mean, I'm the oldest, but it's
Supposed to be you.
Kale? Is it Kale?
Are we operating without an adult in the room?
I don't know. But Michael Malone says that. Jamal Murray goes out and warms up for a very short amount of time, takes 15 shots, and then Woj reports that he's playing.
Yeah, there you go. So I guess they're not too worried about further injury. And again, short warm-up for Murray, big calf wrap, but he is available. So we'll see how much he can provide. Obviously, he's scored pretty well in this series, but it's been a high-volume shooting, and he hasn't been super efficient. So obviously a key question, fellas, not just can he play, how well can he play? And he's not the only Denver Nugget hoping to regress to the mean here with shooting as the series returns to Ball Arena.
Here's a question for you. You were out in LA. Did you have any sense that Jamal Murray was hurt before he grabbed at the calf in the early portions of the fourth quarter of Game 4?
In the same way that we have for most of the back end of the season, right? So we know there was knee soreness. We know there was a lot of... we've been worried about his legs, which is such a weird sounding sentence, but we have for quite some time. And anytime Jamal Murray is not having an easy time finishing, you worry about that.
Yeah.
Especially against a Lakers team that's not well suited to guard him. But there was obviously a noticeable change when he pulled up and grabbed at the back, at his calf there, the back of his left leg. I do think whatever he was dealing with, that moment was a catalyst. To the point you're making here, though, Michael Malone did say that he thought it was one specific movement that worsened the calf, which does imply that there was something going on. We know he's had general lower leg soreness for most of the end of the season. There's just a lot to keep an eye on with Jamal here as they enter Game 5.
I'll throw this to you guys. What do you think about Jamal playing tonight?
Two thoughts. One, what a warrior.
Yeah.
Play through it. This is push-ups in the snow. You can't keep him away. Two, just rest, man. Just rest. Obviously you want to close this out. You don't want to take any game lightly. I mean, the series can flip on its ear pretty easily. But you have a guy in Nikola Jokic that has shown that he is very capable of just being the entire team if he needs to. So I don't know. I'm kind of mixed.
I'm pretty mixed too, to be honest.
What do you think, Dev?
I mean, I'm mixed as well. But also, I mean, you're a warrior. You're a champion. This is your moment, that you have to step up for. If you're able to go, then you go. That's because that's what we've been asking for, throughout the entire year. And I feel like if he was not ready, then he would not be playing in this one. So even the fact that he's out there, I'm glad that it's not as bad as it was. And now that he's here, step up to the moment and, overcome that. You go back to that question of did Jamal look injured before that? He has not been able to get much separation. So there seems to have been something there. So maybe this was just a tweak of that. So maybe we're seeing the same type of Jamal that we've been seeing. But I am happy that he's going. I think that he should.
It does seem like there was something there before he aggravated it, just based off Michael Malone saying, quote, "I think it was one movement that kind of worsened the calf."
Right.
But I wasn't thinking about an injury with Murray in the first 3 games of the series. 3 and 3/4 games.
Sorry for cutting you off. Yeah, he certainly wasn't on the injury report, to your point. So, but yeah, Malone's quote directly implies that he was dealing with something. So, look, we know Jamal's lower body has been a point of concern for quite some time. At some point, he's got to play. At some point, he's got to score. And I do think the Nuggets could survive without him in this series. On the flip side, maybe you just want to close the door on this. Everyone can get some rest. You turn the page. And, Jamal does have to get himself going, too. There is some playing himself into shape that still needs to be done.
Yeah.
So I think he would just like to see the ball go through the hoop before he has to play against the likes of Jaden McDaniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, guys who ate Devin Booker's lunch for the better part of that sweep.
Yeah. We got anything else for game notes?
Jared Vanderbilt is available for the Los Angeles Lakers. So Christian Wood and Jared Vanderbilt had started this series as unavailable, are now both in the rotation, potential options for Darvin Ham and the Lakers.
Christian Wood available, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he was last game. I think he is again tonight. So watch out for that.
Christian
fellas.
Wood never scared me because, I feel like when he was good, it was because he was scoring the basketball. Right. Jared Vanderbilt being available, that's
It's a fresh body.
it's a fresh body and
yeah,
it's a
good
long body
defensive.
that's familiar, with this Nuggets team.
Yeah. He hasn't played since February 2nd.
That's a long time.
That
But
is
he's
a long
long,
time.
he's agile, he gets to move, and I feel like they have confidence around him. So that one doesn't scare me, but it's like a better look.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about who's going to eat tonight with Circle K.
Can I go first?
Inner Circle Rewards. Sign up for it. You can go first if you want.
I do. I want to go first.
Okay. D-Line, who's going to eat tonight?
Reggie, just kidding. Nikola Jokic.
Let's go.
Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic is going to have a Godzilla game tonight. Nikola Jokic does not have his running mate in the same way. We don't know how up to the challenge Jamal Murray is going to be. Nikola Jokic found himself in this very situation for an entire season, and he became the MVP of the NBA and has not looked back. He is incredibly capable, and when it's, when he realizes it truly is on him, he generally goes for it. And I'm expecting minimum 100 points from Jokic tonight.
This is the 100-point game.
This is the 100-point game minimum. I'm saying I'm putting the over under 245 points.
A Godzilla game
And I'm
from
going over
Nikola
on that.
Jokic. I could see it.
Listen, when he needs to, he does.
Yeah. Dev, who's going to eat?
I think Jamal eats. Not in the sense of scoring a bunch or anything, but I just think that the expectation is that he's not, ready. He's not okay. So I think that he, shuts up doubters. I think that he's going to show that he's able to play his same allotment of minutes. And I'm not saying go out there and go all out where you could get hurt again. I just feel like if he's available to play, if he feels comfortable enough to play, we know Jamal, he would not play. When he went through his injury, he sat out for more time because he said, I'm not
Great
ready.
point. Great
so
point.
if he's feeling okay and capable of playing today, I think that he should. So that's what I mean with that. I think that he does have a good game. I think that he plays better than he has, and he's been playing pretty bad lately. So I think that there's something to the sense of entitlement or I feel like I should be doing more, so I'm going to play harder.
Vote?
Yeah, I'll just try to turn this more into a take than a prediction. One of the things I really liked about Michael Porter Jr.'s first 3 games, we did a roundtable about this today. It was a good question, Harrison, is I think Mike has done a much better job of getting himself open.
Yeah.
And then demanding the ball. That fourth quarter in game 3, particularly in the beginning when Jokic wasn't on the floor, I don't think we've ever seen Mike say, no, I'll just go and get it. He had one where I think it was a pick and roll. He had LeBron James. He picked up his dribble and he passed it, and then he immediately cut and relocated. We don't see him do that kind of stuff. LeBron and Rui are not great off-ball defenders. They match up well with Porter in terms of size. They fall asleep off the ball. Porter's relocated well. So here's my point. If Murray is dealing with a calf strain, I hope Mike makes himself the second option tonight. And that doesn't mean dribbling a lot. When it's your turn, when it's your number called, recognize it, attack the screen at the right angle with the right speed. For the most part, he's done that. Go make yourself an option instead of waiting for Jokic and Murray to involve you. Because I think in this series, he's earned the benefit of the doubt in terms of him cranking up his volume.
Absolutely. He's been incredible this series. I'm going to go with Aaron Gordon to eat tonight. He has the massive game 3 where he was the story of the game, 29 points, 15 rebounds. Didn't look like he had much left to give after that in game 4, but I think he gets a bit rejuvenated tonight. He plays with a little more energy, and he has a monster game. Look, the Nuggets need to get back to controlling the paint. The Lakers have gotten whatever they've wanted inside.
Too easy.
70-plus paint points, I believe, in both games 3 and 4 for the Lakers. Anthony Davis is just dunking the ball. LeBron James is just laying it in, getting to the rim whenever he wants. The Nuggets have to take back the paint. And Aaron Gordon, he's just got to be a beast. He's got to be a beast inside.
And he, as good as he was in game 3, fell off a cliff in Game 4.
Yeah.
They're back in altitude now. Denver obviously better suited for it. That stuff can be overstated, but Aaron Gordon is a guy who can sort of push the pace, assert himself by running. If the Lakers don't want to run with him, he should be able to outrun them back in Ball Arena.
Yeah. I want to remind you guys we're presented by Bet365, Never Ordinary, and Miller Lite. It's Miller time. We got a watch along after this as well throughout the entire duration of Game 5. Can't wait for that, so tune into that as well. Let's get to playoff storylines, though, and we'll just throw some storylines out there and talk about them with Nuggets-Lakers. I'm going to go first because I feel like this is kind of the storyline that's shaped this series from a Nuggets perspective. Denver's offense this series, guys, so mediocre. And it's probably been the biggest surprise of the series for me that the Nuggets just aren't scoring with ease and scoring however they want. Did you know the Nuggets right now, they rank 8th in offense in the playoffs out of 16 teams, right in the middle. They have a worse playoff offense right now than the Milwaukee Bucks.
Wow.
Who have not had Giannis this entire series, who did not have Dame Lillard last game. They are 15th out of 16 in three-point shooting 27.6% from three so far in the playoffs, only better than the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's embarrassing. Also, they're dead last in wide open three-point percentage. This has been the story of like this first round to me. Obviously, some of this goes to Jamal Murray just not being what we expect Jamal Murray to be in terms of his efficiency and three-point shooting. But, I mean, has this been the biggest storyline of the playoffs to you, Dev? Just the offense, it hasn't looked like I think we expected it to, especially against this Lakers team.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, them looking stagnant, not trying to find their offense and not going to their go-to. That's been the staple when it comes to the Nuggets is having a play that they could go to every single time and it being successful. The Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, pick and roll, pick and pop, you know, just them two having that type of two-man. And for them not to be able to go to that, I think that it's pushed out and it's ventured into other parts of the offense. We have other guys, you know, Michael Porter Jr. having to step up, but it's not part of, you know, the rhythm of the offense that they've been going through the entire time. Not having others, you know, step into that way. I think that the Jamal is the big piece of that, but also that's what we've said this entire time. He is the key to them winning another championship or looking like those type of contenders. So, yeah, their offense not being what we expect, I mean, it makes sense that they finally came up with the loss. The great thing is they're up 3-1 in a series that their offense looks so bad. Close them out, get right.
You mentioned they're shooting 27.6% as a team. That's 37 total. 37 total makes as a team from three, and I think they have the second highest volume of any team in the playoffs. 37 makes, 15 of those are Michael Porter Jr.
Wow.
Who's shooting 44%. A lot of the rest are Jokic, who's shooting quite well from three, much lower volume, of course. Non-Jokic and Porter Nuggets are shooting 19% from three.
KCP's in that group.
You wonder if it's the pinky, but to me, this has been part of the difference in Denver's half-court offense for most of the season, not so much the final third. Most is that KCP was a lockdown lethal shooter last year, as good as Porter at times. And this year, as great as he's been defensively, he hasn't been as good as an off-ball guy. And then lastly, Jamal Murray, 15% on catch-and-shoot attempts right now. So it's not just him getting his shots and working in mid-range or ISO, even sort of the easy ones the guys are generating for him. He's got to knock those down. So far, he hasn't.
Eric, do you think this can flip? Like tonight, they're back home. I mean, they can only shoot this poorly from three for so long, it feels like. Usually the numbers even out in the end.
I mean, definitely. I don't feel like I would ascribe their slow offensive start to what the Lakers are doing. I think that they're just like not hitting shot. They just, I don't know, man. It's been weird. Like they've seemed sluggish. They've seemed like they are late to the party every game. I don't really know. Like they're just like not. They don't arrive. They're not crisp. The offense isn't going. I don't really know what to attribute it to, honestly. Like, I think the Jamal theory is probably a decent one, that he's not as quick. It's harder for them to get into their offense. But, you know, like the other guys have not seemed like they're particularly ready also. Like KCP hasn't seemed that ready. Nobody on the bench has seemed particularly ready. Even Jokic early on, Jokic feels like he's trying to get things going, and it's just maybe forcing it more so than feeling it. Most assuredly, that's basketball, right? Like, it is a game of runs, and that can be true of various games, like on a macro and a micro level. So I fully expect the Nuggets to come out firing tonight.
Yeah. It's like, look, Nikola Jokic has had a ridiculous series numbers-wise. 29 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists. 60% from the field, 38.5% from three, 93% from the line. Like, his numbers have been ridiculous. But, it's like, what I think the Nuggets need Nikola Jokic to do tonight is to just take it at Anthony Davis all game.
Yep.
Like, don't you guys think that this is a game that Jokic needs to run Anthony Davis up and down the floor every chance he gets? He needs to put his ass in the post and try to pummel him all game.
Yes, because to that point, Anthony Davis has genuinely been very good in this series. Very, very good. I would not say he's outplayed Jokic. I would say this exact matchup last season really cost Davis in terms of his reputation somewhat significantly. And obviously, they're down 3-1. I don't want to say this is not a Lakers show. I'm just saying, I think the Lakers would have folded and gone home, so to speak, a long time ago, or stayed home had Davis not been so good. That said, he is capable of quiet games. He's prone to quiet games, and Jokic can induce them, especially at altitude. Jokic starts wars of attrition knowing full well he can win them, especially when a lot of people don't think he can. But at this point, we know better. He's got to run AD, I think, off makes, off misses, make him work harder on the glass. I know the Nuggets are missing everything. Anthony Davis had 23 rebounds in that last game, 22.
He put up a Jokic-like stat line in points and rebounds.
So Jokic has been the best player in this series, but there is another level at home I think he can get to. And I'm not his fault that they haven't swept. He's been unbelievable. But when you're the best player in the world, there's usually another gear, and I think he can turn it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be one of those reminder games.
I love that.
One of those games where Jokic just says, fuck it, I'm going to score every single time down. I think that a big part of his game in these last couple of games is how do I get Jamal going? How do I get, that offense back? I think this is the game that he's like, no, I don't have to do that anymore because I know that he's not at 100%. I'm going to go back to just dominating. I think we're going to see a very aggressive, a very assertive Nikola Jokic from the opening tip. I think he has a monster first quarter to just say, hey, I'm coming today. So I'm excited for that type of, mindset from him because we know what it looks like when he's in that I'm going to score mode. And like you said, I think that Anthony Davis folds if that happens.
The other positive storyline from the Nuggets, in my opinion, so far this series is Michael Porter Jr.
Yep.
Michael Porter right now, second leading Nuggets scorer in the playoffs at 22 points per game, 53% from the field, 44% from three. Like you said, Vogt, he's got almost all of the Nuggets three-pointers in this series, it feels like. What have you loved specifically about Porter so far in this series?
I think, I touched on it a bit earlier, but there's just his recognition of when to wait for it and when to say, I got to be a part of this right now.
Yeah.
But I think one of Porter's biggest areas of improvement is recognizing this play was called for me, or this is a spot in this play where I can audible and get myself open. Here's how I should attack this screen or this DHO. And everything is so confident and intentional right now. And so it's just, the Lakers aren't doing a good job of guarding him, but he's doing a great job of getting himself open. And so I hope that keeps up tonight because he hasn't been a spot-up shooter. He's been a second option. And I think he's capable of doing that in this matchup more often than not. But, he's carried a lot of the load here outside of Jokic through 4 games. Yeah.
Doesn't it feel like you just know what you're getting from Michael Porter now?
It does. I just say, though, this is the first game of this playoff series and I feel nervous.
Really?
Sure. I feel like the playoffs have begun.
Ooh.
As coming into the first game, I just was, I don't know, just laughing about it, riding off of at that point, I think a 9-game streak high. I feel a little nervous tonight. I'm feeling this is a pivotal game. And yes, I feel like we do know we're going to get out of Michael Porter Jr., which is to say, again, this man is clutch. This man steps up. This man is ready. And, you know, like, I really, really hope that Jamal is able to be Jamal and do what Jamal does. But I do feel like if Jamal is not able to Jamal, that Mike can Jamal a little bit, you know, like, so we'll see what that looks like. But I do love this newfound confidence in Michael Porter Jr. that he has earned.
Yeah.
Like
He's
he
earned every
lost
bit
it.
of it.
And yeah, and it's not just like on name alone anymore, reputation. Like he's earned this where he brings a sense of calm to everybody, and you know, it's back to every time he's got a shot, you're like, oh, that's going in. That's going in.
Yeah. All right, let's open
right,
up that
Dev.
365 app, Dev. Let's get her done.
Rent's almost due, buddy. Help me out.
This one's for the mortgage.
Oh, baby.
Denver comes into this game as 7-point favorites. This is a line I was looking at all day because this is how I was determining if Jamal was going to play today or not. Them having 7 points as favorites after that type of game, it's just kind of how the series has been going. I was a little bit shocked. Like, this is a shocking line to me because, like Eric said, I think that this is the first game that I feel nervous. I feel like now everybody's like, oh, okay, they can lose to this team.
This is good. It's good. It's good to get slapped
it does
around.
feel good. Like now, like the nerves are under.
Yeah, dude.
Feel
Like,
alive now.
Yes. Or dead. I can't decide which.
I'm not going to touch this line. I think it's high. I don't love that. It wouldn't shock me either way. 6.5. I think it's reasonable. We just want them to win. We want them to win.
Win by one.
Over
I don't
under
care.
of 217. I'm going to go with over. It's again a game to close out, and there's a lot of pressure on Denver to finish in these games. Lakers are going to push the pace. Denver has to stay in control. Also, you'll see extended minutes from LeBron James, Anthony Davis. That's who's going to take their shots. So, like, when you get the stars taking the shots, I feel like you just score more. Over 217. On the Lakers side of things, Anthony Davis has been sensational. Let's just say it. It's hard to see him slowing down. He's good. He scores with ease. He moves fluidly. Somehow he doesn't get hurt anymore. He's grabbing every rebound that comes his way, and that's where I'm going to take my bets. I'm going to go on rebounds plus assist at 39.5.
Oof.
Sorry.
Oof.
LeBron James' legacy is on the line, and we know what he does in this line. He looks like he's like 30
Our
years old.
legacies are on the line too, Dev.
It's horseshit. It's horseshit. I hate it.
I said I don't like salmon. I said it 3 times.
The baseline cut is destroying the Nuggets. I think they're going to keep doing it until Denver figures out how to slow that down. His points are at 26.5. They have a stat that in closeout games, which he has a lot of, the most, he averages like 30. 26.5 is too low. I expect him to hit that. For the Nuggets side of things, we're going to go where we always start, and this one is a little high. They put some respect in his name. Michael Porter Jr. over 3.5 3-pointers.
Wow.
It's
Push it
usually
up one.
2.5.
Push it up one.
This is insane.
4 3-pointers. You taking it?
I'm taking it. Of course I'm taking it. He's
Dev.
been hitting it. It's plus money. He's going to get it done. I'll also take KCP over 1.5 3-pointers. Denver hasn't been shooting the ball well. Now's the best time, right? Now's the best time. If you like Michael Porter Jr.'s 3-pointers at 3.5, he's already at his points pretty much. 19.5 points for Michael Porter Jr. I think that he gets it done. He's been scoring. I think that this is a low line. There's going to be a lot of attention on Jokic. There's going to be a lot of attention on Jamal because I feel like you overplay when you feel like somebody's hurt. Michael Porter Jr. has it for the taking. I like his over. I also like his rebounds. This is a Michael Porter Jr. day.
Hey-oh.
7.5, he gets it every time. He's very consistent. You know what to expect from him. 7.5 is easy.
He's averaging just under 10 in this series, I think.
He's going to get it again. Aaron Gordon was not good last game. I mean, down bad. I mean, this is where he makes up for it. This is where he gets going. This is where he grabs the boards. When he doesn't play well, he always responds with energy. His rebounds plus assists is what I'm going to go with. 11.5. We could get that in rebounds alone with him. 11.5 is way too easy. I like it. I like him to be the defensive player as well. We'll go with him as the defensive guy. 1.5 stocks is at plus 100. I think we see a couple of steals. I also think we're going to get a block in this game. So 1.5, I love it. and for the lock.
Okay,
lock?
finally.
Can I
Is
get
this
a
the
hell
play
yeah?
along?
Can I get a hell yeah?
I'm with Harrison. I need to hear. I need to know. I need to hear it
before I
for
give the
hell
hell
yeah.
yeah.
What if you say some LeBron stuff?
I hate
afterwards?
that doubt. I hate that
Oh, hell
doubt.
yeah.
All right. I expect a heavy dosage of Nikola Jokic.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I expect a monster game from him.
Okay.
27.5 points is all.
Okay.
They should have set this at like 35.
Okay.
He's going to have a game. I think he really goes insane. I'm going to go over 27.5. I even like his points plus rebounds at 41.5.
Yeah.
I really do think that this is a go through Yoke. All roads lead to Yoke. He's going to have a monster game, big day for the big dog. And you know what that means. Buckets all around.
Buckets.
You know what I got to say to that?
Yokezilla.
Buckets of Miller Lite.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, we got a couple super chats before we get out of here.
Cedric Exquisite. GOTG. Wind equals Rocket Coon.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Am I allowed to say
Wind
that?
is rock.
Is that a racial slur?
Am I allowed to say
I don't
that?
think so because it's wind.
Okay, cool.
The rocket, the raccoon.
Eric
Okay.
equals Groot.
I'm the big tree guy that says the same thing over and over.
Vogt
Which,
equals Star-Lord.
All right.
And I think the racist part is that Dev's not in it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Cedric. No one's being racist. It's a bad joke. Clear the air. Cedric Exquisite. No way, Eric. No hat equals Yondu. Adam equals Drax because no smiling.
well, Dev didn't make it on the 2 separate.
Yeah,
I
actually, I'm
hate
going back
that
to
I
the
didn't
joke.
make it on Cedric's favorites. Damn it.
All right, with
Rats.
that, we're going to get out of here and get ready for this game. Head on over to the watch-along stream. We'll be on there all night, maybe joined by some special guests. We'll see who pops on the watch-along
Miller
tonight.
time?
It is Miller
Oh,
time.
it was. FYI, it's been Miller time since 8 a.m. when I woke up.
Let's
Wow,
go.
going on our 12th hour of Miller time here.
Let's go.
Can't wait. See you guys in the watch-along. Game 5, here we go.
Let's go.
We all silly like the mayor.